Where or how do you quench your thirst for peace? Jesus recognizes his disciples' need for peace, a word that in Hebrew conveys the idea of completeness, wholeness, and fulfillment. He says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." We usually go to one of the two common sources to quench our thirst for peace, Jesus or the world, but they are not the same. The world encourages us to achieve completeness and fulfillment by striving for more and more material things, which are only worthy in this world. This leads both rich and poor to engage in a frenzied race for just a little bit more. Unfortunately, it's like chasing a mirage or drinking seawater when thirsty. Material and earthly possessions are not real solutions to our insecurity, sense of powerlessness, and fear of insignificance. Socrates, the philosopher, while walking through the groaning abundance of the market in Athens, exclaimed to himself, "Who would have thought that there could be so many things that I can do without? Do we really need more?" In contrast to the race to acquire more, the Bible exhorts the believer to embrace contentment, to grow in peace. As Christians, our contentment does not mean that we settle for what is mediocre. We find peace and become content when we acknowledge that an all-powerful and loving God is taking care of our needs, both material and spiritual. In order to lead us to perfect peace, he asks us to acknowledge him as the giver of all things. And for this reason, he says, "Of all your possessions, I reserve a tenth for myself, besides gifts and offerings, which are to be brought into my storehouse." Cultivating peace and contentment through giving is great gain. As we return our tithes and promise, regular and systematic offerings, let us remind ourselves that as the provider of all that is meaningful and necessary to life, he is our peace. May we put our desires last and God first.